Hi everybody, this is No Waiting Creating, and we are going today to make a book cover, which I know sounds very boring and blah, but I promise that is not what it's going to be. I'm sure you recognize this. All of these materials here are just possibilities for your book cover. The only thing you have to have is a hardcover book, some packing or shipping paper, or you can use a paper sack from the grocery store, and tape. Those are the only absolutes. The rest is totally up to you. You can find art supplies that you have laying around the house, stickers, scrapbooking materials. As you can see, there's a bunch of different things here, and we'll talk about that as we go. I've already made one of these for myself, which I'm going to show you later. This is being made for my daughter, and she's a teenager, so we're going to make that with her tastes in mind. I've already made this here, and instead of, I know when we were young and we made covers for our school books, we would fold them up, and then they would fit. It works a lot better if you create a sleeve that is continuous, that's taped here. So all I have to do is put this end on the book and this end on the book. Here's the book. For this demonstration, we're using a Bible, but you can use any book you want. So, as you remember from school, you would put this end right in here. If I can get it in here, that would be great. If I can't, you put this end right in here, you know that. And then you're going to decide how far it's going to go. And then you have the other part behind this cover. And the great thing about that is it's all one piece. See, now it's a tiny bit long, which is fine. So just trim it up. So this, and we're going to do the back cover, and we're good. So there's our book. So since we know how it's going to fit, there's no reason to leave it on the book while we're decorating. We can go like this. That'll show us where our book ends. So that when we take it out, there we go. We know that our book goes to here and our book goes to here. So this is the part we're going to decorate. I can even see pretty much where my binding was. So this is going to be real easy. I pretty much use tacky glue for everything. I know a lot of people who swear by glue guns. Glue guns are great. Anything you glue with a glue gun can be peeled right off. That is my only concern. But if you don't think your book's going to get a lot of wear and tear, then you don't have to worry about that. First thing I'm going to do is anything involving paint, because paint takes longer to dry. So I don't have any pink paint, so I'm going to mix some red and some white. Now I know what you're saying. She's got professional art paints. She's got a palette here. I don't have that stuff. I don't expect anyone to have that stuff. But you might have some paints that your kids used at school. You might have some leftover paint from even painting the house. You can bust out a thing of house paint and open it up, put a little bit in a jar, in a plastic cup, in a paper cup. This is a doily, and I'm just going to really quickly, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's actually better if it's not perfect. I'm just real quick going to put a little bit of a pattern on here just to get my cover going. Nothing is wrong, nothing is incorrect, so I can be messy. And the great thing is these doilies are super cheap. If you have any left from a party or a luncheon or something, you can keep them laying around. Even if you have to go buy some for arts and crafts, they're super cheap, and when we're done, we'll just throw them away. There's that. I'm going to throw this away, but I don't want to leave you guys. Okay, so that's that. And then I kind of just got that on myself, so I don't want to get that on there. Okay, so that's that. Now we're just going to start throwing stuff on here. It might depend to you on what kind of book it is. This is a Bible. I'm not going to put Bible on the front or anything. These are just some sticky little jewels that I have left over from scrapbooking. I know scrapbooking is an expensive hobby, but you can get lots of scrapbooking stuff at secondhand stores. You can also find it on clearance. I don't recommend paying full price for it, and that's not what I'm telling you to do today. These are just some stickers. Obviously, these could be from scrapbooking. They could also be birthday party stickers. I can't even think where we get stickers from lately. Sometimes your little kids, if you have younger kids, not teenagers, but if you have younger kids, they will even get stickers as presents, not presents, prizes at school. Boy, these stickers must have been fancy in their day. Here we go. Again, we're doing this for my daughter, and she is a pink cupcake, girly girl type of girl. These are some more stickers. They're little words. Again, I'm not even caring what the words are. It's just the point that we're making an eclectic cover that's going to be interesting for people to look at when you pull your book out, whatever kind of book it might be. It's so much better than, you know, just a plain old cover that doesn't really show your personality. These are rub-on letters. Now again, if you don't have any rub-on letters, obviously you can just write. You can get stickers that are letters. I have some of those here too. These are stickers. Obviously there's lots of options. But these are rub-on letters that I just happen to have from scrapbooking. So I'm going to take them, peel them off here. And I want an R. My daughter's name starts with an R. And because I'm afraid of this kind of sticking, I'm just going to do it on the edge. That way, if it sticks to my table, that's fine and dandy. At least it doesn't mess up my book cover. And these are a little old. Maybe they won't even come off. Sticky rub-on letters can be very finicky. I don't think it's going to come off. But the good news is none came off on my dining room table either. So, that's okay. I promise in one of our next ones I will have some functioning rub-on letters because I love rub-on letters and they can be wonderful. So, the only problem with those is they're old. It's not because rub-on letters aren't awesome. But it's okay because look at there. I got stick-on letters ready, waiting in the wings on standby. My daughter's name is Renee, so we are going to put Renee on here. And let's see, am I all out of E's? I am all out of E's, but the trick is you always run out of some letters sooner because we use them more. They never put the right amount of letters on here. Never, never, never. So what I'm going to do is make an E. There's an L. There's a K. And I'm telling you, you will find yourself doing this because they never, ever, ever put the right amount of letters in the right kind on these things. So I'm using K's because I rarely use K's. I use lots of E's, not very many K's. So we have an E. I said A because I was noticing the white part of this A. I like that white part. It makes it different. It makes it kind of stand out. Another thing you can do to make things stand out, if you want, is to do black around everything. Black makes things pop, and this is from an artist to you. Anytime you're drawing anything, if your kid's in an art class and they draw something beautiful and you just think it's a little bit dull, I promise you a black border will make it pop. And if you look on commercials, magazines, things like that, you might never notice how many things have a black border, but they really do. So I'm not going to do the whole thing for sake of time, but you can see how the REN pops out much more than the AE. Here we have cutouts from magazines. Now I've already cut these two out, but these are just for an example. I see things in magazines that just catch my eye, that are artistic and pretty, and I rip them out. I literally have stacks of these all over the house. I'm not recommending that. I'm just telling you my story. I'm going to rip this, showing up that white paper. Now this is not from a magazine. I printed this. If you want this jagged paper looking, you have to print it yourself. But for once in a while, it's worth it. Now I'm going to let a little bit of this go into my binding because I don't really mind, and it's going to make it look more interesting. And the good news is I'm going to do this, and then I'm just going to stop, and I'm going to move on. Once again, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I should be using a glue gun. By all means, if you like your glue gun, use it. This is a tube of paint. My daughter and I are both artists, so she will appreciate that. And here's a dot. The point is, you glue all kinds of stuff all over this. And your finished product, when you're all done, you can put tacky glue all over something and paint it, and it creates a clear. This is a book I've already finished. It's my Bible. So this is an example of your finished product. If you have any questions, feel free to post them under this video. And thank you for coming to No Waiting Creating.